Hi traders, quick look at my trade on Friday. In the room I tried to buy the Dow here and on the open and had a plus 30 at one stage, but moved my stop to plus 5 and got stopped out. I kept on watching it even after people left the room, but this was a decent support level down here. So I started buying in here and then got about 100 points from that as that cranked up. If I'd held on, I would have got even more because that went from about 630 to 800. So it did about 170 points all in all. On the daily now, so let's just flicking over to what I'm planning for on the daily. We've got a weekly hammer, closed above last week's bar. So we've got the 50 EMA up here at 16,000. So 16,000 is a big number, obviously. So if we get a pullback to the sort of 670 area and then see what happens at 16,000, because we could, as we're between the 50 and the 200 EMA up here, we could just crash into that and then get another leg down. Alright, so that 1660 is crucial. Moving to the pound yen, same could be said of the pound yen. If we crash into like very quiet on the data front, so there's not a lot to drive this forward. However, it's a nice move off the lows here. But on this pound yen, we have got a series of lower highs. So we started off here with lower high, lower low. Then we pushed up. Then we got a lower high, a low low. Then we got a low low still. So this is stepping down. So beware, even though we've pushed up from here, be wary of that 50 EMA up there. With a quiet week, what we might get is a push into that 170, and then we may get another leg down. Alright, so be wary of that, and the same applies to the Dow. Okay, this is a seasonally, we should be moving up. So if we've just come down here to find some buyers and we keep pushing up, then we could get back up to those highs, but I'm just conscious that that is major. That 1600 is major, and conscious the 170 on the pound yen is huge. Got the Euro US wrong. The RSI was lowish and we based here and we shot up a couple of decent days of buying. So that is a buy at 136 to see if, but if we retest 137 or 136.70 on this star, we could again roll over. But it's a bullish chart. Buy the pullbacks. I was short this for a lot of last week, and then when a big bounce up, so on Thursday I got stopped out. Same story. If we come up to 140 and can't hold up there, then I would look to get back short again. You can see, if you stand back from this chart, you can see the 50 EMA just sitting right above us now, that's red. So, same story as the pound yen. We haven't looked at the pound US, so let's look at that now. That's above 50 EMA. So any pullback to 163.60 is a buy to see if we can retest the 2014 highs. Pound Aussie is, I think that this is a hammer, so it's a new low in this move and a close above next day. I like that a lot. I'm buying 182.90 if I get it, but if you really want to get in this, then just stick to 183. If you're going to take this, then stick your stop under, it's got to be under 130. Retest that hammer and we're looking at 285. But I like this, and I think we could get back to 189. That's probably one of the best forex charts. If we look at the Euro Aussie dollar, that's behaving in a very similar way. CAD yen hit a lot of resistance. Nice bounce off the 127 extension route. Hit a lot of resistance. That is a buy at 92.50, but I prefer the pound yen and the pound Aussie. Aussie US had a good week. Look at those topping tails. So it's struggling up there. Right, let's just have a look at the indices. This is what I've penciled in on the Mikai. I'm penciling in a move up to 15,100 before we get another leg down on that one. So I'm flipping back to indices. I do apologise. I should have looked at these before. That DAX is already up at the daily 50 EMAs. The DAX is slightly ahead of everything else. And that's before I check the FTSE has still yet to retest the 66.37. So all we're doing, it's a heck of a lot of selling up there, and all we're doing is just bouncing back at the moment. We are not necessarily confirming a move back to the uptrend. Gold, that's a good move on gold. Gold's been difficult to trade because that's a lot of resistance up there at 1273, 1275. Quick look at the grains because they've been very interesting. Beans, getting high RSI now. I would be a buyer on the beans if they fell back and started testing the big 130. Coffee has been on a massive run. Yeah, that's pulling back now. So I would again. I'd love to see that back at 122, 123 area. But let's see what happens on that. I'll keep an eye on that. The wheat pulling right back. So these, the grains, the commodities have not been great trading patterns. I'm going to see how that closes on Monday before I go into that. And the corn, let's enlarge that. Corn's good. Nice little hammer back there on the 21st. Taking a while to move up though. Very slow. Sugar pulling right back off the 200, I think. Orange juice, not bad. Oil had a huge run, huge bust up. So that's a buy at 99. Didn't realise that bust up that far. Wow. Right into resistance though. Let's pull back from that. That's above 50% though. I need to redraw that fibs. Hang on. Right, I'll have to come back to you on oil because my software's playing up a bit. But that is a buy at 98 area. If you want to get into that is quite extended, so I would wait for a generous pullback on that. Okay, that's all I've got for you at the moment. I will do a stocks video tomorrow before the Dow opens. Quick check on the time of the rooms. Seems to be some confusion on that. I'm not opening the room on Monday morning. I will open it at. I'll start to look at the market at 1 o'clock Monday, 1 o'clock UK time, 8 o'clock. No, sorry, that's 7 o'clock. What am I talking about? 5 hours behind. That's 8 o'clock Eastern time. Okay, and then from Tuesday onwards, it's the Euro session 8 o'clock GMT, and the US session at 1 PM GMT. Okay, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and look out for the stocks video because the stocks are some incredible stocks out there. I'll go through them tomorrow. Okay, thanks. Bye.